So this is related to chapter 6, okay? It's on similar solids. So in chapter 6, we talked about similar figures and similar figures in their areas. Okay, so chapter 11, part 7, is on similar solids. So when it comes to the relationship of the sides, what you do is you do side 1 over side 2 equals a second side from 1 over a second side from 2. Okay, so if they're similar, you can make a fraction of their sides. Anytime we have areas, those sides are going to be squared. And so it's going to be the side of 1 squared over the side of 2 squared is going to equal the surface area of the first one over the surface area of the second one. Okay, your surface areas are already squared. So we don't square those, you just square the sides of those. So sides are to the first power, surface area is to the second. What do you think volumes are going to be? The third. So it's going to be surface area of 1 to the third, surface area of the second to the third equals the volume of the first over the volume of the second. And those are the fractions you'll be using today. Questions so far? Ready to do some examples? You may want one. I'll hand them out here in a second. All right. So it says the following are similar. Find x. So the first thing that you're going to do is these are relating the sides, correct? X is on a side. So we're going to use that first set of fractions. So we would do 10 over 4 equals 6 over x, making the sides that relate into their own fractions. Then, today is all about cross-multiplying. 10 times x is 10x. 4 times 6 is 24. Then you would divide each side by 10 to get x equals 2.4. Today, majority of the answers are not fractions. Okay, there was one last hour where someone got a fraction, or a decimal, sorry. Most of your answers today will not be decimals though, so if you do get a decimal, call me over to check it for you. Okay? What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to try this one on your own and see how it goes. So try that second one on your own, see how it goes. You are going to get a decimal for the second one. So again, for this one you should get 13.3 repeating. So the next one says, the following are similar, find x. So this one talks about surface area. Okay, for surface area, what do you do to your sides? Square them. Okay, so we're going to square 10, and we're going to square 4. So you would do 10 squared over 4 squared equals 1,500 over x. 10 squared is 100. 4 squared is 16. It's going to equal 1,500 over x. Then this whole section is on cross multiplying. So you're going to cross multiply 100x equals 16 times 1,500 is 24,000. Then you would divide each side by 100 to get x is 240. So with surface area, you square the side lengths and set it equal to the surface areas over each other. Okay, the reason you don't square surface areas is they are already squared. That's why we put a unit squared after it. It's already squared. Then you cross multiply and divide by whichever one was with your x. Do you guys feel like you need to do an example of that one on your own? Okay. The one thing I do want to talk about today is they will say, what's the ratio of ones like this? If they say, what's the ratio of ones like this, you're going to do 8 squared colon 6 squared. So 8 squared is 64. What's 6 squared? Then you have to figure out what divides both. What number divides 64 and 36? Well, it's the number 4. 64 divided by 4 is 16. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 16 colon 9 is what you would type in. So today they'll also ask what's the ratio, and what it is it's taking this first fraction and simplifying it. So the first fraction on this one would have been 8 squared over 6 squared, and then you simplify it. Okay? If you get to that one where it says use a colon, let me know. I can help you out too. So this will be the last one we do today. Okay, it's talking about volume. If it's volume, what do you raise your sides to? Not 2, it's to the 3. Volume is to the 3rd. Surface area is squared. 10 to the 3rd is 1,000. 4 to the 3rd is 64. That equals x over 80. Okay. Remember, if you wanted to plug that in, you're going to use the up arrow button. It's kitty corner from the 7. So you type in 10, up arrow 3 to get that 1,000. So then you're going to cross multiply. 64x equals 80,000. Divide by 64. 80,000 divided by 64 is 1,250. Any questions on that one? Okay. So, there's two IXLs. T8 is harder than T7. So I would start on T8 if I were you.